So let us start. So we started what is a graphics software. So we discussed about a graphics software, graphics programming. So coming to OpenGL, we just told you to go through the theoretical part, the historical overview of OpenGL, the evolution of OpenGL. Majorly we do focus on the OpenGL libraries. So if you really need a common architecture of an OpenGL, here is a software organization. In fact, this is just for the knowledge point of view. How does the application program do interact with the various libraries such as GLUT, GLU, OpenGL? These are all the utility kits available with respect to the different windows. So here is the software and the hardware that to interact with these built-in libraries with respect to the application program. So I'll discuss this. So GLUT means it is an OpenGL utility library. The basic functionality is to provide the various functionalities such as open a window, get input from the mouse and keyboards, menu driven programs, event driven programs. For these utilities, this GLUT will help you out. So basic functions of OpenGL: a point, line segment, polygon, right? So coming to the changes, transformations, that is we have weaving and modeling. So OpenGL is a state machine. So basic functionality are two types, that is generating the so primitive generating, that is it can cause output if the primitive is visible, and moreover how the vertices are processed and will be appearing on the screen that is that is controlled by the state machine. So secondarily, the state changing is basically related to the animation concept, that is a transformation function. The basic transformation functions we have: translation, rotation, and scaling. So once again, what is the lack of object oriented? That is, OpenGL is not object oriented. There are three multiple functions for a given logical functions: GL vertex 3F. So usually we use these functions. So this is to identify the vertex on the given coordinate systems. So I just discussed what GL vertex 3F, what is it in the last class. So GL vertex, GL is belongs to the GL library. So XYZs are the floating variables. So coming to the library, so we include glut.h, that is being automatically included. These are the different header files that are being included. So GL begin, GL underscore polygon. This is an open function to draw one of the polygon given the coordinates. And there are few of the memory clearing functions such as GL clear. So GL color buffer bit, that is commonly being used in the program. Let us go with that. The structure of an OpenGL program consists of a main. Main basically defines the callback function. So it might help you to open one or more windows with the requirement properties. And it enters with the event loop. That is what exactly is to be executed on the screen. Few initialization functions. So that helps you in weaving and setting of the attributes. And we have a display function majorly, that is a callback function, and input and window functions. So let us now go in detail. First, what is the first step? Initialization. So initialization is nothing but hash include gl glut.h. So I request to mute. Okay. So this is the first step, initialization of a glut. That is, we're using OpenGL utility kit in order to initialize glut. This initial function also process usually to use the command line argument. So we use two command argument, that is argc and argv. So what is step 2? So step 2 is to create a window by the name on the screen, as I've shown you last class while executing one of the program. Step 3, it is specification of the display window. So you need to write the display function. Remember, step 3 and step 4 are too important. In the step 2, we create a window. In step 3, what we are going to do is we specify what the display window should contain. That is, it should contain the display function, whether you're drawing the points, a polygon, or a set of coordinates. So step 3, so we use one more glut function, that is called glut main loop. This is one of the important function. If you could miss, you may not be able to see the primitive on the screen. In fact, we need this function for processing the window processing operation. That is, after execution of the following statement, that is glut moonlab, all display window that we have created, including these graphic contents, are activated. And always this function must be the last one in our program. What is the main objective of the glut main loop? Remember, it displays the initial graphics and basically it puts the program into the infinite loop and checks any input from devices such as mouse or keyboard. So once I go with the program, you'll understand. So I told you we have first one, initialization of the two arguments. Step 2, creating a window where we want to draw the primitive. Step 3, what has to be displayed, that is a display function. Step 4 is calling the main loop functions, that is to display window on the screen with the drawn primitive. So here is a program. So few of the additional functions are there. So you could see here, this is the basic objective. An example of OpenGL program. A window has been created with the name above the window. Create a window of the size 400 cross 300. Create window. Let create window. Window position is from 50 cross 100 from the top view. That is from this top left. This is our desktop screen. And this is a window that is being created for drawing the primitive into the so first get function. We use the init window position to give an initial location, that is from the upper left corner of the display window. We can, after the display window, we can resize. So it depends upon the requirement. So we have one more function, that is a buffering function and a choice for color modes with the init display mode function. What is init mode display function? So you'll have a buffering mode single. So the arguments for this is assigned. It specifies the single buffer to be used for the display window and what sort of color mode, that is red, green, blue. So always this will be a common statement. Let init display mode. This is one of the initialization function wherein you identify which mode of buffer do you use, whether you use a single buffer and double buffer, and always it is preferable to use a double buffer rather than a single buffer. So it is being used for memory purpose. So usually the values of the constants passed to these functions are used using logical operations. That is logical OR. So coming to the color function, we have GL clear color. That is to set the background color. Remember, GL clear color is used to set the background color for the display window. So if it is white, we set it to 1. If it is black, we'll set it to 0. The first three arguments in these functions related to the red, green and blue. Which gives the white background color to the display window. If we set to 0, the background will be set to black. The fourth parameter, usually it is called alpha value. This fourth value is the alpha value. So usually we say this is a transparency or opaqueness. Transparency and opaqueness. So usually we'll set it to 1. It is called alpha value. So GL clear color, and also one more functions, GL color buffer bit. This is also one of the OpenGL symbolic constant. that specifies that the bit value in the color buffer, it is always being used for a refresh buffer that is being set to the glclear functions. So then set the color to the object. How do you set color? It is by using glcolor 3f. It is a combination of red, green and blue colors. We do specify in terms of floating value. glcolor 3f specifies the color function. glclear color, it is being used to set the background color. And also glclear, it is being used to clear the buffer. That is a refresh buffer. And there are two types of projections. So what are projection parameters? Projection parameters are the viewing parameters. So that is being followed with the two functions. Remember, this is also mandatory for your program to be inputted. So GL matrix mode, GL underscore projections, they are sensitive. These functions are sensitive. And GLU ortho 2D. So this specifies the value along x-axis, x min, y, x max, y min, y max. So these you'll come to know when you come across in the third module, projections. But as of now, you should remember, you should include this in your program in order to support your program with the projection type. So this function specifies the orthogonal projection that is used to map the contents of the two-dimensional rectangular area. And remember one important thing, the x coordinate values should within the rectangle from what you specified your window. So let us go with the same concept of a program, what you did, that is drawing a line. Any doubts? So GL begin, GL end. This is a mandatory within a display functions that you are going to write. So this is the Cartesian n coordinates. So to draw a line, we need two vertex. So this is one vertex related x-axis, y-axis. This is another vertex related to the x-axis and y-axis. Now we are going to put all this into a program together. Now you could see GL glut.h is a header file that we have included in the program. What the primitives I had just explained, all this thing we had put into a program. So init function, initialization functions, where we clear the color, that is set the display window to color, or that is it is set to white color. GL matrix projection, that is set the projection parameter. This is very much mandatory. So x min, x max, y min, y max. What is the parameters of projection parameters for orthogonal projection, two-dimensional orthogonal projection? We'll set this. And this is a display function, void display or void line segment. So first clear the display window. Always it is mandatory immediately once you open the display function, set the color, which color you want to do it to draw a line. Then draw a line using GL underscore lines. It is not line, lines. Specify the line segment. We need 2 vertex. And GL end. And always display function should end with the flush function. Remember, if you miss this, you may not be able to get the output. You should use a flush function always at the end of the display function. So, and finally we have a main function. So initializing the arguments, that is a let, then set the display mode, that is a single buffer and RGB color. Initialize the window position. So as I shown you from top left, at which position you'll start the window. Window of this size 400 cross 300. Create a window with the name called example of OpenGL program. And you have to call init function, display function, and let main loop in the same order of the given program. So init will call you the initial init functions, and line segment will call you the, this is a display function line segment. Whereas this is, as it is sensitive, it sends the graphics to the display window. And let main loop, it displays everything and waits for the program to be executed. Any sort of animation, so that is being linked, will till until you enter the enter key. So you could see here. So I have given just today, just attached the one of the material. So there I have explained the same concept of this basic OpenGL syntax with the same program. So what is GLU? So which are all the files that is mandatory to execute this OpenGL program? So what are the initialization of the GLED? How do you create a window? See, Ortho 2D always should be within the screen that you have defined. The 200, 150, X max, Y max. What is the window size over here? It is 400, 300. So these are all the orthographic projections that is being used to set the projection parameters. Okay. So this is the first program that you have in the syllabus, and also in the lab we do the same, so that we do follow a simple GL program. And all the programs have the same flow of these functions. It will have a init function. It will have a display, majorly line segment is the display function, which is being called in the main function. So hope all of you have followed this concept. So next we have the majorly the concepts that are being related to the mathematical concepts such as DDL algorithm and all. And what are the concept of rasterization, line drawing. In fact, the next class is a totally theoretical part coming. What is rasterization? So few other things I just wanted to display. So here is a program. So meanwhile, all of you just give the attendance in the chat session. I just brief up the program, and I'll just attach this program in the Google Classroom. So those who have installed OpenGL are requested to execute it and analyze the program so that you find it easy when we go for further programs. So just see here, all of you, the same program what I explained. Init functions initializes few of the concept, that is clearing the color, that is set the display window, setting the projection matrix, which is mandatory always, without which you may not be able to execute the program. Then you have a display function. This is your function, user defined function, so which is being called over here. All of you, you should call in the same way in the display function. Initially itself you should clear the display window, that is a clearing the memory, should be in the same case. It is from the library GL. Then coming to the concept of using the color, then drawing the primitive, that is GL begin, GL end. It should be the same as it is. See, GL begin, GL end, within which, so you identify the vertex. So this I could comment. As of now, it is not needed. So flush function is mandatory. That is to process all the OpenGL routines as quickly as possible. And we have a main functions. Initializing the GLET using the two arguments. You have a display mode, that is single buffering mode. Initialize the window positions. Create the window size. I stress this should be within the range, that is orthogonal projection that you have specified, that should be within the window size. See, x here, the value of x is 400, value of y width of the window is 300. So GL3 the orthogonal projection forms within the window that you have created. So these two things you should always being used to set the projection parameters. So now you might find it difficult. Once you run a program, you find it easy, because all the program will have these functions, three functions always. Almost all these functions will be the same. Only thing is these parameters you will change. Flush function always to process all the OpenGL routines. That is always at the end of the display function. You need to clear the display window immediately once you start the display function. Set the color. GL begin and GL end always falls within the display function, and init functions consist of setting of the display window, that is clear, which color you have to window has to be used. It is being always called an init function, and setting the projection parameters. So as of now, I'll just attach this program into a Google Classroom. Even the PPT, I'll just attach it. I suggest you to go through, so that tomorrow we'll start with the DD algorithm and a rasterization concept. So how do you line drawing algorithm? So this is totally a mathematical concept that we are going to explain it. Okay. That is as per the syllabus, we are half of the part. We not at started the rasterization and raster scan and random scan, that I have just skipped. So we'll see later. So those who have not given the attendance can give the attendance on the chat session. If you have any doubts, you can chat as of now. So tomorrow we'll start with the DT algorithm. If you go through the PPT that I'm going to attach in the Google Classroom, and also the program, so that is mandatory for you to execute it in OpenGL, those who have installed it. So I'll forward two programs. That is one of the point drawing and line drawing. Just try to execute, and I'll create one more classroom for the lab. That time you need to submit it into the Google Classroom. As of now, just execute and tell any sort of errors that you get. So let me end the session. Thank you.